I just want to see if anybody else finds this highly disturbing. Okay, um, someone sent me this video. They did this stuff and they sent it to me privately. So I just won't say who did this, but I really thought this information was pretty amazing. Was definitely worth putting out there. So hopefully they don't think they're going to get upset. But I just want to share with you what they showed me. Okay. This is a for real article, okay? As far as I can tell, it's not satire. I even looked this lady up. There's not a whole lot on her, but she's got a bachelor from Yale. A bachelor's from Yale, I mean. Imagine that. And this is a very disturbing article. 8 reasons to let strangers have sex in your bed. I'm going to jump around, so the link will be below, because I really don't want to read this through again, because it's pretty gross. Every June, we transform our family home into a vacation retreat that makes our guests feel like they're the first travelers ever to lay upon our pressed white sheets. While strangers are romping in our bed and every other nook and cranny of our house, for all I know, my husband and I are nowhere near the action. We are off having our own adventure with our children, lucky them, in crystalline seas somewhere below the equator. An adventure that is fully funded by pimping our house in Santa Barbara. It talks about it's just really messed up. So let's just skip here. Despite the ick and the ack, here are the top reasons why it's still worth it to rent your house and let strangers on vacation do what strangers on vacation do. The money, honey. Renting our home for just 6 weeks during the summer pays our mortgage for 6 full months. That's right, another 6 months mortgage free. Because this sounds like this just sounds like evil, perverse, gross stuff to me. So not only is this mainstream media pushing or talking about this, and they're encouraging other people to do it. I love this. Oh, getting paid to stage. Mermaid print patio cushions, high thread count, Pima cotton sheets, and designer melamine trays. Suddenly, these splurges count as genuine investments. Oh, and everyone's doing it. Everyone from our dentist to our tech millionaire friends to our realtor who wears Prada heals our rent, their houses, and aren't shamed to leverage their assets. This even talks about how they may be having sex on their children's bed. We return home and wander around strangely uncluttered house, appreciating the light and how the garden has grown. And that first night back, after I rip off the mattress pad and change my sheets, I luxuriate in the fact that my husband and I will be the only occupants sleeping, or not sleeping, in our bed, at least until next summer, that is. This is really twisted stuff. They are definitely programming people and hypnotizing them with sex. No doubt about it. Which is what I want to show you next. This is a really great idea. I can't believe this. Really great stuff. I never would have thought to do this. So this guy goes on to the Huffington Post, which is where I just got that article, right? And he says he comes on here every day and he looks up the word sex to see how many times it's mentioned on the front page. So I did this about an hour and a half ago, and I'll show you what I found. So here I am, the Huffington Post, and I type in sex. There it is, one right there. There's one time. There's another time. Penis buildings, for crying out loud. There's sex again. That's 3 times. There it is again right there. That's 4. And there it is again finally. That's 5 times. And so then the other thing he said he does is he also comes on here every day and he types in the word gay to see how many times the word gay is put on here. So I did that as well. Let's take a look. There it is one time, gay voices. There's the word gay again. There it is 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And there it is again, 7, 8. They're shoving an agenda down people's throats. They're being programmed. They're being manipulated, and they don't get it. And I thought just for fun, because I just learned about this guy. You ever heard of Harry Hay? He's one of the biggest LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual movement leaders. He was a prominent American gay men's rights activist, labor advocate, and Native American civil rights campaigner. He was a founder of the, however you say that, society, the first sustained gay rights group in the United States, as well as the Radical Fairies, a loosely affiliated gay spiritual movement. Let's talk about those radical fairies real fast. You'll love this. This is great stuff, because it always comes back to the same thing. Their conference, set for Labor Day 1979, was to be called the Spiritual Conference for Radical Fairies. With the term radical fairing having been coined by Hay, the term radical was chosen to reflect both political extremity and the idea of root or essence, while the term fairy was chosen in reference both to the immortal animistic spirits of European folklore and to the fact that the fairy had become a pejorative slang term for gay men. Initially, Hay rejected the term movement when discussing the radical fairies, considering it to instead be a way of life for gay males, and he began referring to it as a not movement. In organizing the event, this is where it gets good, Hay handled the political issues, Burnside the logistics and mechanics, and this other guy the budgetary and administrative side, and Walker was to be its spiritual leader. A flyer advertising the event was released which proclaimed that gays had a place in the paradigm shift of the New Age and quoted Mark Satin and Aleister Crowley alongside Hay. And we all know who this guy is. See, it always comes back to the same thing. Not bashing all gay people, not bashing gay people at all. Just simply showing that there is an agenda behind all this stuff. There's a force driving it. And just for fun, because this blew my mind, me and the wife, we repaired our garage door handle last week, so we had to go to Lowe's to get a drill bit to drill through the garage. And it just cracked me up. I was at the tools, this is what I saw. Here's your square or cube right there, right? There it is again. These are the choices we had. There it is again, and that's my favorite because that's a square in the circle right there. It all comes back to the same thing. And isn't it funny? Did anybody find it funny that because I was changing my profile picture today? Anybody find it funny that that's the logo and then that's the logo for the YouTube default picture icon? Looks a whole lot like the same thing to me. So I just thought this was wild stuff and wanted to share it with everybody because if you ask me, they're absolutely programming people without a shadow of a doubt. You know, no doubt in my mind. It's gross. People are getting set up. They're getting played, and they have no idea. Just dancing on them strings. Puppets just little puppets on strings. All right. Thanks, teammates and subs.